personal privilege. It meant we were going to be able to say any damn thing we wanted to. So I'm going to take a moment of personal privilege to single out some people, and that's always dangerous. Start right in front of me with Jack Stevens. Jack came at my special invitation. His granddaddy and his daddy were such good friends of mine, and he played here, and we've been friends, and I felt like a lot of Coach Berkshire's boys might be interested in this, and Jack is certainly a leader. Fred Eagle, who's the first man that ever did anything for my program. He was the first person that I called, and he said yes right away. I'm really pleased that Jimbo and Jackie came all the way from Kentucky. That was quite a trip, and we appreciate it. He didn't say it, but Jackie was a cheerleader. Now, Jimbo and Bobby are both trustees, so we have to be a little careful what we say.
And Fred.
But if we have a brag off, and all of us could have a brag off here today about our grandsons, you don't want to compete with Jimbo and Bobby. They're tough in a brag off contest, but they've got the proof in it. And Garland, it's great that you and Judy came all that way down. We really appreciate it. You know, Judy was a cheerleader also. And last, and I'll sing aloud at the risk of offending someone, is Jim Domine and his wife, Monica. Jim has been loyal as he could be all the way, had a great career down at Valdosta State, built a great family, and we just really appreciate you coming back, Jimbo, for this. That's a long drive. About Wayne, everybody's talked about his compassion, and it was there. There's no doubt about it. His intelligence, he was a straight-A student. It was there. I'll tell you one story about his passion. Some of you have heard it, but some of you haven't, so I'm going to tell it again. It's one of my favorite stories about Wayne. We were playing at West Georgia College, and they seated us across the floor, the playing floor, from the scorer's table. So we're sitting directly across from the scorer's table. And previous game, I had a substitute or two to come up to me. I called them to come and go in the ball game. And they kind of struggled up there like, okay, I might do you an honor and go in the game if you really begged me. That didn't sit well with me. And I had a little conversation with them about reporting vigorously and enthusiastically, like you really wanted to get in the ball game. So Dobbs was listening. So with players running up and down the floor, I said, Dobbs. He was running across the floor, didn't even report to me, just started running across the floor, players running around him, trying to get by him on a fast break. He was ripping his warm-up jacket off while he was running and winning the game. He was very passionate. That way, that's an illustration of many other things that he was very passionate about and gave everything that he had to it. He was a perfectionist, and that's a blessing and a curse. But it caused him to be very successful at everything he tried. Last thing, he coached our junior varsity as a senior. He came in and played first team as a freshman. This has to do with loyalty. His second year, he didn't get to start after he'd been a starter the first year. We brought in better ball players as time went along, and Wayne was a sub, sixth or seventh man. Didn't make one bit of difference. He was totally loyal to the team. Everything was about the team. Junior year, he sat on the bench again, sixth or seventh man. And in his senior year, I decided that I would put him to work coaching the JV. And he took that just like he was coaching in the NBA. He worked at it just as hard as if he was in the NBA. And I knew then he was going to be a fine coach because he took it very seriously. And his loyalty all through there. There's not a lot of athletes can stand that. Athletes like to play. They don't like to sit on a bench. It's hard to be loyal straight through that type of situation. That really tells character and loyalty. And I, just like all of you, I treasure my association with him and will never forget him. I forgot to tell y'all one thing about Jimbo. He shall always be known as the player who knocked 6'10" Bill Pickett from Georgia Southern out of our huddle. When we first started huddling, other teams thought it was kind of communistic, and they would break into the huddle. And they came to the bench and said, "They're breaking into our huddle, Coach." I said, "Well, get them out of there, you big boy, get them out of there." So we go back, and Bill Pickett breaks in, and Jimbo got him out.